The first new Half-Life game in 13 years may be a prequel, but it turns out Half-Life Alyx connects to the cliffhanger left at the end of Half-Life 2 Episode 2 in a way few could have imagined. Since VR is still a fairly small market, chances are you want to know how Alyx pushes the plot forward without being able to experience it yourself. We're about to talk full spoilers for Half-Life Alyx, including a breakdown of its ending, how it connects to previous games, and what it all means. If you haven't beaten it yet, or don't want its events explained in detail, then abandon ship now. Half-Life Alyx is set 5 years before the events of Half-Life 2, and its story starts out fairly simple. Eli Vance and his engineer compatriot Russell stumble upon information that indicates the Combine have some sort of super weapon locked in a floating vault deep inside City 17's quarantine zone. It's up to Alyx Vance to get to the vault and steal that weapon before the Combine can either use it or ship it off-world. Eli eventually decrypts a Combine datapad revealing it's not a vault protecting a weapon, but a prison containing a person. While worrying whether this entity is a friend or foe, they overhear an unknown human working with the Combine saying this prisoner survived the Black Mesa incident. This leads Eli and Russell to believe it's the legendary Gordon Freeman that's being held captive. When Alyx finally makes it to the core of the vault, she does see a figure standing inside of it. But opening the cell reveals it's actually the mysterious, otherworldly G-Man being imprisoned, not Gordon. Whatever technology the Combine were using to contain his supernatural power is now gone, the G-Man immediately opens up a familiar doorway to another dimension and pulls Alyx and himself through. At this point, the G-Man determines Alyx has proven herself to be a useful individual, and explains that his employers, who are still a mystery, allow him to nudge events in time occasionally. As a show of gratitude for freeing him, he offers Alyx a nudge of her choice. Alyx says she wants the Combine off Earth, but the G-Man explains that's too big an ask. Instead, he offers her something she doesn't know she wants yet, the chance to save her father's life in the future.
What if I could offer you something you don't know you want?
This is where stuff gets crazy. The G-Man shows Alyx the moment of her father's death, the exact cliffhanger ending of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. The G-Man then rewinds time to just before Eli's death and gives her the chance to kill the Combine advisor before it can murder him. She does so, saving his life, but ending the advisor's. Her father now saved and her nudge made, the G-Man then explains that Alyx has proven herself to be of extraordinary value. He manifests a crowbar and then steps away to reveal Gordon Freeman. The G-Man talks about Gordon's unwillingness to work for him and that they've had difficulty finding a replacement for him. Until now. This unwillingness is a reference to the start of Half-Life 2 Episode 1, where Vortigaunt stopped the G-Man from taking Gordon back after the Citadel explodes. Later on in Episode 2, the Vortigaunts work to save Alyx's life, giving the G-Man a moment to freeze time and speak with Gordon while they can't protect him. The conversation is about Alyx, and the G-Man reveals he was the one who saved her from the Black Mesa incident when she was a child. He says he's confident that she was worth far more than the initial appraisal, and tasks Gordon with making sure Alyx makes it to the White Forest facility. Now we know why. Half-Life Alyx concludes with the G-Man hiring Alyx and presumably locking her in stasis to await her next mission. But don't leave yet, because it's not until the post-credits scene where the full implication of these events is made clear. Suddenly you're seeing through the eyes of Gordon Freeman, seconds after the now-altered ending of Episode 2. Eli is alive in front of you, the advisor is dead behind him, and Alyx is gone. Eli is angrily telling you that the G-Man took her, which means she was plucked out of space and time at this moment, not 5 years earlier when she chronologically would have freed the G-Man from his cell. Time travel can be weird. Don't think about it too hard. Eli yells,
"Son of a bitch, it has unforeseen consequences!"
Another reference to the events of Episode 2, where the G-Man has Alyx tell Eli to prepare for unforeseen consequences. Back then, Eli refers to the G-Man as, quote, our mutual friend, saying he was actually the one who brought in the crystal that caused the Black Mesa incident, and thus the eventual Combine invasion of Earth. With Alyx now gone and Eli alive, you see Alyx's pet robot dog arrive, and Eli proclaim he wants to kill the G-Man when he gets his hands on him. Dog delivers a crowbar to Eli, who hands it to Gordon and says,
"We got work to do."
So, Half-Life 3 confirmed, I guess? While Half-Life Alyx is a prequel, it essentially sets up a proper sequel to Episode 2, while also reversing Eli's death 13 years after it happened. With Alyx now in the G-Man's custody, the torch, or crowbar, is passed back to Gordon Freeman. It's a significant ending and a lot to take in, and I imagine we'll be dealing with its unforeseen consequences for a long time to come. For more on Half-Life Alyx, check out our full review and why we gave the game a 10, or check out some of our IGN First exclusive coverage and interviews with Valve. And for everything else, keep it right here on IGN.